sources. Then after we have discussed cost of capital, a practical aspect. Cost of equity capital, cost of preference capital, cost of debt capital, and now we are in the third element or third point of unit 2. Write down the title: capital structure. Capital structure. If you see the word, capital means money. Here capital means money, money means fund, fund means equity, preference, debt, and internal sources. And structure means a particular way or system that defines that particular company or organization. So let's try to understand the capital structure, and then after we go for further discussion. See, generally we have two different sources. One is equity and number two is debt. Generally the companies are having two different sources for getting the money, for getting the finance. One is equity shares and number one is debt. But now the question comes, what should be the proportion of debt and equity in the capital structure of the company? Are you getting my point? If I required 10 lakh rupees and I have option, I can raise a loan. Okay, I can ask my parents, I can ask my relatives, I can ask my friends. Okay, I can ask a bank or other financial institutes, or as a company, I can issue the equity shares or preferences. But what should be the proportion in that particular 10 lakhs or 5 lakhs? 50% equity, 50% debt, 30% equity, 70% debt, 70% equity, 30% debt. Are you getting my point? तो यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन ये है कि वो कितना प्रपोर्शन होगा इक्विटी डेट का, वो हमें पता नहीं है, वो हमें पता करना है. So now see, capital structure refers to the kinds of security and the proportionate amount that make up the capitalization. Now this is very, very important for us. Sorry, this one. Second page. The term capital structure refers to the relation between various long-term source financing like as equity capital, preference capital, and debt capital. Okay, let me go for the next slide, and then after we will try to understand this one. ये लिखो मत, मैं आपको शेयर कर दूंगा, डोंट वरी. ओके, पूरा पीपीटी ऐसा का ऐसा ही. Now let's try to understand very briefly. Capital structure means a mix of equity, preference, and debt. Are you getting my point? Yes, sir. Okay, let me take one more example to explain this one. Okay, how many are you love a tea? आप में से कितने हैं जो टी को लाइक करते हैं? How many are tea lovers? Okay, rest of people are coffee lovers. Okay, rest of people are coffee lovers. What do you like, tea or coffee? Coffee. What do you like? Okay. See, so now in Rajkot we have some famous place for the tea. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Which one? Tea post. One is tea post. Number two. Somebody. Khetlapa. Okay. Number three. Naklang. Very good. Some of tea stalls are there in Rajkot. These are the names. Okay. Khetlapa, Akoria, Naklang, and tea post. Tea post we have here right now, nearby the lake. Okay. As of now. So for making that particular tea, okay, we required some ingredients. We required some elements. Are you agree with me? What we required? What we required? Oh my dear, we are making a special tea, so we never add water in the tea. Okay, number one is milk. Okay, हाँ वो हम बाद में डिसाइड करेंगे कौन सा होगा, बफेलो का होगा या कैमल का होगा या हाँ जो भी बोलते हैं डिश का काउ का होगा. Okay, number one is milk. Number 2 is sugar. Number 3 is tea itself. Number 4 is tea masalas. Okay, that includes everything. हाँ, अब बस अब हम यहाँ पे डिस्कशन करते हैं. Are we clear about this? If we want to make a tea, we require milk, sugar, tea, and tea masalas. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, for making a particular tea, the proportion is fixed. Okay. Suppose for 1 liter milk, some proportion of sugars in grams, and tea is fixed. Suppose I want a tea for a 1 liter milk. There is a fixed proportion of sugar, tea, and tea mixture. Are you agree with me?
Yes.
The same applicable to companies. Your capital structure means T for the companies, and it includes milk means equity shares, sugar means preference shares, tea means debt capital, tea masalas means internal resources. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So here capital structure means a combination of equity, preference, debt, and internal sources. Are we clear about the concept?
Yes.
Any doubt, any query? Okay, now, yes, all are equally important. Now, I am coming to that point. Suppose somebody comes to me and says, sir, I have diabetes. What I do? Okay, it means I need to remove this. So what happened? In some of companies, we have equity, we have debt, we does not have a preference. Are you getting my point? Okay, let me go for the next slide. You will get the idea. So, as the person different, as the requirement of the person is different, we are making a fiscal tea, a different tea for that particular person. As same applicable to companies, as per the requirement, company can change the capital structure. Some of companies, if you see the D option, they have equity, they have preference, they have debt. It means they have perfect tea. But some of companies have sugar issue, so they have only equity and debt. Okay. Somebody have, suppose somebody comes to me and said, sir, my BP is very low. What should I do? I need to add more sugar. Are you getting my point? जब भी बीपी लो होता है तो हम उसको मीठा खिलाते हैं, ज्यादा मीठा खिलाते हैं, तो यहाँ पे मेरा जो डेप्थ का प्रपोर्शन है वो बढ़ जाएगा, या ये प्रपोर्शन बढ़ जाएगा, ये प्रपोर्शन बढ़ जाएगा. Are you getting my point? So what happened? Equity and preference are there. And somebody said, sir, I don't like a tea or don't like a coffee. I just like a milk. Just boil it and give it. Are you getting my point? So those have equity shares. So as per the requirement, as per the nature, as per the size and operation of the company, we have different types of capital structure. Some of companies have only equities. Some of companies have equity and preference. Some of companies have equity and debt. And some of companies have equity, preference, and debt. Right now, in a real world, in a practical world, the D option is applicable to all the companies. Most of the companies have equity, preference, and debt. Are we clear? Okay. So कुछ theoretical points जो remain थे उसको हम देख लेते हैं एक बार. So it is the mixture. First para, third line. It is the mix of different sources of finance like equity, preference, debt, long-term, and retained earning. Are we clear? It is a mixture. It is a combination of equity, debt, preference, and retained earning or internal sources. Coming to next. In accounting language, in accounting terminology, we can write like this. Capital structure is equal to total assets minus current liabilities. Total assets minus current liabilities. Or in the other way, we can say that capital structure is equal to equity plus preference plus debt plus internal resources means surplus and reserves. Are you getting my point? Capital structure is equal to equity shares, preference shares, debentures, loans, and sum of reserve and surplus. Now the next term, that is optimum capital structure. Let's continue with this example of T. Okay, suppose I go to that particular one T, what do you call T cafeteria or shop or store. Okay, जो भी है वो. I go there and I order one tea, cup of tea. He said, sir, you need to pay 100 rupees for one tea. Suppose for one tea, I pay 100 rupees. But I am not satisfied with this tea. Somehow, I don't like the taste of that particular tea. Okay? Now, I am going to this tea pot that we have nearby the lake. And I have paid 50 rupees for the same. Again, I offer a one cup of tea and I have paid 50 rupees. Now I am satisfied. Now I am satisfied. I like the taste and the cost of tea is less as compared to others. So, are you getting my point? Yes. So here the conclusion is there. When we have a minimum cost and maximum benefit, it is the best for us. Yeah. It is applicable to your practical life, real life also. The cost will be minimum, but the benefit will be maximum. That is our maximum satisfaction, the highest level of satisfaction. Same applicable to companies. A mixture of equity and debt in a way that maximize the market value of the firm, at minimum cost of capital. Are you getting my point? Capital structure means combination of equity and debt in a way which will maximize the market value and minimize the overall cost of capitals. बेटा वो बाद में लिख लेना. Forms are clear? Okay. Now coming to the next point, important point for 8 marks or 4 mark questions, theoretical question. Note down the title. Determinants of capital structure. Or we can say that factor affecting to capital structure. Determinants of capital structure or factor affecting to capital structure. All those are here in online mode. Are you with me? Very good, very nice. Okay, इसका मैं क्वेश्चन इस तरह से भी पूछ सकता हूँ कि which are the factors those are influencing the capital structure or determinants of capital structure. Okay, let's start one by one. Number 1, financial leverage. Your financial leverage means very simple, very brief. If company have debt capital in the capital structure, it means company have financial leverage. If company use a debt capital means debentures or bank loans. If company use a debentures or bank loans, at that time we can say the company have financial leverage. If company wants a financial leverage, company go for a debt capital. If company does not want a financial leverage, company can go for equity only. Are you getting my point? Okay, हम यहाँ पे क्या बना रहे हैं? capital structure. What we are discussing here, or what we are creating here, capital structure. It means we are creating a T. Now, as per our requirement, we can change that particular ingredients. These are the ingredients. These are the factors. Somebody have some health issues. Somebody have some body issues. Somebody have some taste and preferences. Are you getting my point? So ये सबको ध्यान में रख के हम टी बनाए. आपके घर में जो खाना बनता है डिनर में या लंच में, क्या वो एवरी टाइम सेम ही बनता है? No. Okay, there is some slight changes. If you have some older age people in your family, for them the separate food is there, for you separate food is there, for a small babies separate food is there. Are you getting my point? So इसी तरह से यहाँ पे भी कुछ variation होगा. Number one is financial leverage. If company use the loans and debentures at a time, we can say that it's having a financial leverage. Are we clear? Number two, just write down the points. No need to write everything, but just write down the point because it is important for all of you to remember the points. Moving ahead, growth and stability of cells. Growth and stability. Let's suppose the cells is there. Cells is like this. This is the cells of the company. Okay, and there is a stability. Either this one or either this one. If company have ability to maintain or to grow the cells, at a time company can go for the debt capital. But if company is not able to maintain the growth and a stable cells, company going to go for the equity shares. Let me explain one. Acha. If the cells are continuously increased or if it remains in, what happens? Then if the cells remain same or it will increase year by year or day by day, what will happen? Okay, as the cells increase, your income will increase. Are you agree? As the cells increase, your income will increase. As the income increase, your profit is also increase. Are you getting my point? So, as your profit can increase, you can spend more amount. You can spend more amount because you have more amount of profit. So, in that case, company go for debt capital. जिस कंपनी में ग्रोथ अच्छा होगा, सेल्स अच्छा होगा, वो जनरली क्या प्रेफर करेंगे? डेब्ट कैपिटल. बट इफ योर सेल्स इज नॉट लाइक दिस, इट इज लाइक दिस, then what happened? There is no any possibility, there is no any security or guarantee about the income. It may happen that your sales is declined. As decline, your income is also declined, and there is a possibility of loss. Are you getting my point? If there is a loss, again, the debt is not saying that. Bank will not say that you have losses. No worry about the interest. Okay, whenever you have profit, just take the profit. But bank will directly come to you whether in respect to your profit or loss, you need to pay the interest. So in that case, the equity is more suitable for the company. Are we clear? Yes. When growth and stability in sales is there, company use debt, and there is a fluctuation. Okay, up down, up down, up down, up down is there in sales. Company go for equity. Moving ahead, cost of capital. I don't think so any explanation is required here. Which capital is most expensive? More expensive? Equity, preference, or debt? Out of these three, which one is more expensive? आपने बोला ना बेटो. Which one is more expensive, my dear? Equity is a more expensive capital for any company. Here, the debt is less expensive. Let me take one personal example. Are you ever get a call from a bank about the credit card? They are frequently getting the calls from the banks that, sir, madam, do you need credit card? We are offering free of cost credit card to you. What it is called? If you said yes, then there is a definitely free credit card for 1 month, for 6 months, for 1 year. There is no even the maintenance charge. There is no even the transaction charges are there. It means the cost of debt is nearby zero for initial. Are you getting my point? Nearby zero. ओके आपको क्रेडिट कार्ड फ्री में मिल जाएगा तो कॉस्ट होगा ही नहीं बट इफ कंपनी गो फॉर इक्विटी शेयर्स then there is a separate process, there is some formalities, and whenever company have profit, ultimately company needs to pay dividend. Are you clear? Yes, sir. So if company want cheapest source, then company go for debt. अगर कंपनी को सस्ता वाला फाइनेंस चाहिए तो वो डेप्ट यूज करेगी. अगर उसको थोड़ा एक्सपेंसिव बट लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए चाहिए तो वो कौन सा यूज करेगी? इक्विटी एंड प्रेफरेंस. आर वी क्लियर? Number 4, cash flow ability. The same rule is applicable here. Cash flow ability means if company have stable cash inflow. Stable cash inflow means like this. If company has stable inflow, it means the income remains same. Income remains same, it means profit remains same. If the profit remains same, company have ability to pay interest on debt capital. तो जहां पे भी जिस भी कंपनी में if the company have some abilities to generate a regular profit, a regular cash flow, company go for debt. But see, if some companies are there, those are seasonals. Okay, which festivals coming up right now? Janmashtami. Before that Janmashtami, which festival? Raksha Bandhan. So for Raksha Bandhans, we required Rakhis. Okay, so the business of this Rakhis is seasonal. That does not have a constant cash flow. Okay, in that this particular month of August or July or the next month, we have the demand for that Rakhis. Okay, as she said, sweet. So whenever we have some special occasions, at a time we have a requirement of sweets. We are not using a daily, okay, a routine sweets. भाई lunch में 2 होगा, dinner में 4 होगा. That is the fixed menu. Okay, 2 rasgullas in lunch and 4 gulab jamuns in the dinner. We does not have that particular structure. Are you getting my point? So if the companies have that type of cash flow, that types of business, in that case there is a possibility of negative cash flows. Okay, so whenever there is a negative cash flow, it made possible that company have losses. So in that case, it is difficult to pay the interest on loan. अगर आपकी रेगुलर इनकम है तो आप पे कर पाओगे, अगर नहीं है तो डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा. आर वी क्लियर? यस सर. Number 5, nature and size of the firm. It's a very clear if the nature and size of the firm of the company is large, okay, like as a Tata, like as a Reliance, like as a Samsung, like as a Google, like as a Microsoft, all these companies will more focus on that. If the companies have large scale of operation, large organization, then company use a more debt and less equity. But if some companies are there, those are having small and medium scale of operations, those are using equity or preference. Are we clear? जो भी छोटी कंपनीज है वो इक्विटी प्रेफर करेंगी, जो भी साइज में बड़ी कंपनीज है वो क्या प्रेफर करेंगी? डेट. यस. In the forms of company in the company types of organizations, it is compulsory for all the companies. It is compulsory for all the companies they need to issue the equity. You getting my point? वो compulsory है for a first time. No.
Like you are saying that companies, they are वो कंपल्सरी उनको देना पड़ता है इक्विटी।
हाँ।
तो सामने वाले को मतलब प्रॉफिट और लॉस से वो मैटर नहीं करता है।
देखो मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ। जो भी कंपनीज एस्टैब्लिश होती है ना अंडर द लॉज कंपनीज एक्ट 2013, all these companies first requirement is company need to issue the equity shares in the market with the concept of IPO. Okay, once it is done, the process is done, company get the money. Now company acquire the certificate of business operation, business starting, and then after the business will start. Okay, so it is compulsory, but it is not compulsory that company can use only equity. Okay, suppose I want to start my business, I want to start my company, I required 1 crore rupees. Okay, so then I have option that 50 lakhs for debt, 50 lakhs for equity. Are you getting my point? That I will decide, but minimum equity will be there. But before, so beyond that, that I will to decide whether it is preference, whether it is debenture, whether it is loan. Now I hope so I have answered your question correctly. Okay. So it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Point number 6, control. Okay, let me tell you one thing, or let me ask one thing. We have studied equity capital, okay?
Yes, sir.
In equity capital, equity shareholders have some rights.
Right to income, liquidation.
Sorry, rights to?
Right to liquidation.
No.
कोई right to income,
Who,
कोई
who said? Who said? Get part in meeting. Okay. It means they have specific 2 rights for equity shareholders. If you have written somewhere, you can turn the page.
right to control.
Right to control in terms of आपकी बुक है तो उस बुक में देखो हमने कहीं इक्विटी कैपिटल आपको लिखा हुआ आपने तो वहां पे होगा. They have 2 rights. Right number 1, they have voting right. Okay, they have voting right, and number 2 important right is they have a right to elect the board of directors. Suppose right now in our class 11 students are there, okay, and out of 11, suppose I say he is your board, he is the monitor, it is easy to appoint he is as a director, as a monitor, it is easy if we have 11 people in a class. But if we have 110 students in a class and now I am announcing that C will be your director, it is easy. If all people are agree to accept him her or him as a director, are you getting my point? So if we have less number of equities shareholders, if we have less number of equity shareholders, the control is within us, within the company. But if we have more number of equity shareholders, it means more people are there and more people will dilute our control. They are at some point they are not agree with us. So are you clear? If company wants a control in its on hand, at a time company use more debt because debenture holders, preference holders, bank does not have voting rights. तो जहां पे भी कंट्रोल अपने हाथ में रखना है, ओके, हम कौन सा यूज करेंगे? डेट. बट इफ कंपनी डज नॉट कंसर्न अबाउट द कंट्रोल, देन कंपनी गो फॉर द इक्विटी. आपने मुन्ना भाई को सुना है? यस. तो वो कौन सा कंट्रोल लेने आए थे? मिर्जापुर. हाँ, मिर्जापुर ही था ना, आई थिंक. ओके, चलो. सो आर वी क्लियर अबाउट द कंट्रोल? Moving ahead. Taxability. The list is so long. We have infinite powers. चल, shall we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, इसको हम थोड़ा practically देख लेते हैं. Okay. Point number 7, flexibility. Suppose, as a salaried person, as an employee of the Marwadi University, I need some money. Okay, I need a money for next 3 months. How can I get money? I need some amount of money for next 3 months. Can you advise me from where I can get this money? Suppose I require 1 lakh rupees for next 3 months.
Finance,
No. I am asking for resources. मैं कहाँ से वो money मिलूँ? No. Sorry?
take a loan from bank.
Which loan? Which loan? Short period loan. Are you getting my point? If I required money for a short period, I can raise a loan from a bank, particularly short-term loan. Suppose I require 10 lakh rupees for 1 year or 2 years, I can go to a bank and I can raise a loan for 1 year. It's generally known as long-term loan. Are you getting my point? Okay. So in debt capital, in terms of loans, in terms of debentures, whenever we have redeemable debentures, okay, in that case we have flexibility. We can raise a loan as per the requirement. If our requirement is for 6 months, we can go for short run loan. If our requirement is more than 1 year, we can go for long. But that will not applicable to equity shares. Again, I remind you that I consider equity shares as a white. Once it is comes in life, it remains with us for the life period till the last date. Are you getting my point? Once it is issued, it's remains same. We can't replace, we can't change, we can't exist.
Why?
Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay, so whenever we require a flexibility in capital structure, we go for a debt capital. When we doesn't care about the flexibility, we go for the equity. मुझे वो अच्छी लगती है, मैं उसके साथ रहना चाहता हूं, तो ले भाई. Okay, then company issue the equity shares. जब मियाँ बीबी राजी तो क्या करेगा? Are we clear? चलो. Those are here, those are international students, those are not getting my got it? Wow, my goodness. Point number 8. Chalo. Point number 8. Requirement of investors. Mainly we have 2 types of investors, okay? We have 2 types of investors. One is called institutional investors. Okay, and second we call it private investors. Like you and me, we are also known as retail investors. Okay, individuals are known as retail investors. We does not have any requirements. Okay, from the companies, people accept that 5%, 9% dividends. We are happy. Okay, are you aware about the IPOs? Initial public offer. How many? How many are you aware about the IPO? Okay, okay. Leave it, because only few people are aware about the IPO. Leave it. Let me take another example. Another example. Okay, for passing the semester, how many percentage is required for each subject? Sorry. We required you. We means you. You required minimum 40% to grade to pass the subject. How many? 40%. Okay, out of 100, minimum 40 marks are there. Then and then you will consider as a pass. If you does not have 40 marks or below the 40 marks, you are fail. Okay, same is applicable here. Some institutes are there, like as a bank, like as some intermediaries, angel brokings and Marwadi Finance and Jaroda and other Sher Khan. These all are considered as institutional investors. They have some on demands. Okay, suppose SBI Bank have invested X amount in the company, so SBI will require some minimum return. They require 25 return, so company must fulfill that particular requirement. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So if you are not fulfilling the requirement, how you can fail? You can pass the subject. Definitely you will fail. Same is applicable to here. If the company fulfills the requirement of investors, company can go for more equities or debt. That depend upon the nature of the company. If company using the debt, company need to fulfill the requirement of debt institutes like as a bank and other financial institutes. If company are using the equities, company need to fulfill the requirement of equity shareholders or a preference shareholders. Are we clear up to this? Okay. Last one for today.
It's for 10 mark.
Okay. Last for today. Then after we will end this entire discussion. Write down the point number 9. Capital market condition. Capital market condition. Okay, let me explain this one with one example. Suppose right now in 2021, the gold price, okay, gold price in January, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August, like this. Okay, in January, the gold price is nearby 40,000. Okay, here in Feb 41,000, here 42,000, here 43,000, in May 44,000, and June 45,000, in July 46,000, and August 47,000. Are you getting my point? This is the price of gold in the Rajkot city right now from 1st January to August. 40, 41, 42, 43, 45, 46, 47. And one most beautiful event is there in your home, okay? And you are going to purchase the gold anyhow before the December. आपके घर में एक अच्छा सा प्रसंग है, एक इवेंट है, एक ओकेशन है, एक फंक्शन है, एंड फॉर दैट यू नीड टू परचेज द गोल्ड, बट दैट मस्ट बी बिफोर द डिसम्बर. नाउ विल यू वेट फॉर द डिसम्बर? इन दैट केस
No, we have to buy it.
will you wait for a December that this is in the December, so we'll buy in a November or December? No, you will try to purchase the gold as possible as earlier. Okay, so the same is applicable to here. Whenever there is a boom period means when there is an increase in the price of the products, in the price of the things, at a time the investors are ready to invest. So at a time equity shares are preferable. And suppose इससे रिवर्स हो जाए तो 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43 like this, then definitely you will wait up to the December. I am agree? Sorry, I am clear? Okay, so in case of depression, in case of recessions, the investors are not ready to buy the securities right now. They will wait for a future period up to the declining of price of the commodities. जब तक वो डिक्लाइन होती रहेगी तब तक वो वेट करेंगे. Once it is stopped, like here this 43 and now it is stopped and it's remained 43, definitely the investors will buy. Are we clear? So, in the recession, in the depressed periods, company never issue the petitions because the investors are not ready to buy. So in that case, in depression, in recessions, the debt is preferable, and in case of boom period, in case of inflation period, equity is preferable. Are we clear about this?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt, any query? Okay, very good. So up to this we have discussed 9 points. Remaining points we will discuss in the next class. Meanwhile, okay, please complete your assignment before the deadline, and for attendance purpose, write your attendance in the chat box, and you are free to go for a lunch break. Thank you so much for joining and passionate listening. Have a nice day. Take care.